There are 4 very easily avoided mistakes that a lot of business owners are making, of some very large companies as well, and they are literally costing them thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of pounds and dollars every single month in lost revenue and potential. In this video, I'm going to break those down for you. If you are a new business owner, or perhaps you're even the CEO of a big company, I think this is going to be really useful for you. Hi there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jennifer. I'm a Christian entrepreneur. I have run companies for over 20 years as part of my career and been part of corporate world as well. Now, I was actually in high-end sales when I was in the corporate world and a little bit of engineering, but we'll cover that another day. And the first mistake that I see business owners making, whether it's a startup company or a big, large global company, is poor customer retention. Now, as you know, it is harder to buy a new customer than it is simply to keep one that you already have. When you have a customer who loves your products, is getting great service, feels valued, that naturally will bring more revenue and profits to you. To go out and find new customers is going to cost you marketing budget, salespeople, and also convincing them that your product solves their issue. What I see in a lot of companies is it's becoming the standard to think that the customer is disposable. I see very poor customer experience in a lot of big companies as well as small companies. Now, when you treat a customer as if they matter, they're more likely to return back to you. I'm a Christian as well, so I make it my focus to love others and treat them with respect. But when you don't value the customer, when they are ignored on emails and communications, when there's no follow-up to the sale, even when you basically ghost them as if they don't exist, you ignore their emails, you ignore any of the communications with them, why would they then come back to you and spend more money? The whole goal of being in business is to serve others. You are offering a product and a service that someone else can't do or perhaps want to outsource. You know that you can do it better and also more effectively. And so people are willing to give over their money to you because you're going to solve their problem well. Now, if you treat someone like they don't matter, or you cut conversations short, you don't solve that problem for them, why would they then come back to you as a trusted advisor? It's really important, if you're running a business, that you treat the customer with that value and respect that they deserve. Weak customer service will always let you down. You have to have a way to make sure your customer can reach you. Social media, email, website, something where they can actually speak to a real person, not a chat bot. It has to be some way for someone to take ownership of their issue and solve it for them as best as they can. In my corporate world, I was actually responsible for a lot of high-end customers. I was called an account manager, and that meant that you were responsible from every pre-sale right through to the end of the relationship. That meant that you could have a customer for absolute years and they would come back to you because they liked you. I made it my goal to solve their problem as quickly as I could and also keep them updated. And that's what I'm seeing is lacking a lot of companies that I interact with. They will often dismiss any problems and not want to deal with them, or they'll simply not keep the customer updated. And it even should be on a daily progress method, because that way you know that that company actually values you and they're making progress to solve your issue. If we go to the Bible, it makes it very clear in Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy chapter 1 verse 17 says, "You shall not be partial in judgment, you shall hear the small and great alike." See, if you're a Christian, you will know it's very important that everyone is loved and treated with respect. You do not know who God is called and is using in certain situations. And so if you treat people differently, depending on if they're a customer or not, or even if you can be bothered dealing with them, that is going to reflect on how God blesses your business. The next mistake that is costing business a lot of money every single year is having a very weak online presence. I have grown up with the internet. I'm not going to tell you when it first arrived in my life, but it was certainly when I was more mature to be able to use it. And when you don't have a website, social media, you're not keeping up to date with things like that, customers really see you as being invisible to their solutions. If they've not got a really easy way they can reach out to you and find out more information about your product, they're not going to consider you for a solution. You have to be where your customers are as well. One of the first things about business design is figuring out who you're serving with your product. You've found something that needs solving, you know you can solve it well. Who also needs that product? You want to hang out and be visible where they are. Now, often that's online and social media is a great way to start. It could also be that you reach out to YouTubers or social media content creators in your particular niche as well. Another thing in this area, particularly in website design and when you're doing social media posts, is thinking about SEO. That's search engine optimization. It basically means, is your post findable with some things like hashtags and keywords? You have to do a bit more research to make sure you can get your content in front of your ideal customer. And also, because I'm a Christian, I know I simply ask God to help me. When I'm creating content, trying to reach other people or marketing products, how can God help me get to the right people? I simply pray over it and ask Him to help me. The reality is that money is lost, customers are lost, because they cannot simply find you when they're looking for you. It's your job as much as you can to make it very simple to find you, and also to make sure you're helping them solve a problem with what you're providing. The next very common mistake that's costing a lot of money to companies is poor pricing structure. You see, we are in a market where sometimes people think that the most expensive product must be the best. Most businesses either underprice or under deliver. That means they're charging too hard a price for what they're actually doing. And so a key way of actually still being a valued provider to your customer is to make sure you research things like price point, what feels right for your product, but also make sure you're making profits. Yes, there's money left over so that you can pay your wages, pay for your infrastructure. You are no good having a company if it doesn't cover the basics, and also allow profits to then grow and put back into research and development. Do not make yourself the cheapest unless you feel you're called to be the cheapest. If you are called to deliver value and you know you will focus on giving the customer the best experience every single time, then price accordingly. We do not feel shame with charging money. Money exchange is good if we're going to do good in the world with it. Paying wages, allowing other things to grow, and putting back into the community as well. Do not be ashamed to charge the value that your product is worth, and also allows for stability and longevity of your business. Another key thing is to sell what you're passionate about. People can really tell if you do not care about what your product is doing. If you're not passionate about this solution, you've seen a gap in the market, you know there's a problem there, people can tell that. You're not engaging with the customer, you're not responding to their queries, and you're maybe even not developing this product more in some way. Find something you're passionate about and go and sell that. So in Colossians chapter 3 verse 23, it states, "Whatever you do, work heartily as for the Lord and not for men." It's a fantastic scripture and one that I really hold on to. I know that when I am doing my content, I'm making products, God will guide me in what people need, but also I'm serving God with it. I want to make it the best quality I can with the skills and talents I have, with the resources I have. I also want to find ways that can solve problems that are really hurting people. And I hope you can tell that from my videos. I want you to get value from them. So take this scripture in particular, if you are a business owner, really embrace it and meditate on it. The final problem that I see a lot of companies doing that is costing them hundreds and thousands of pounds and dollars every single year, if not more, is they're relying too much on only one source of product. You see, when you enter the business world, you have that initial idea, yes, but often God is using it to then expand into something far greater than you can imagine. What I see a lot of companies is they create one product and they keep the focus only on that. Sometimes there's an opportunity for other things that support it. Sometimes there's even an opportunity to expand into different niches and areas. You have to be open in the influence of creating more than just one thing. I'm reminded of the scripture in the Bible as well that talks about very clearly having at least 7 or 8 portions to your money. I take that as personal and business advice. So when I'm creating anything, I'm automatically thinking about how many ways can I bring money in to support my life and my business. You see, I think of it like a river. You know, if you have many inputs to a river, that river is going to be strong and sturdy and give water to a lot of families. If you only have one tiny support to that river, you know that can be very easily stopped and block the whole water supply and shut it down. When you have 7 or 8 or however many resources of money that you want, you know then that's a strong foundation for you to build on. A really easy way to think about this as well, you're very volatile. You can actually be limited in your supplier issues very quickly. If you can't get the products that you need to make the actual solution you're giving your customer, very quickly you can get attacked and be shut down in your business. You can also have issues with supplying price. So if you find you're only making one thing, it's very dominated by what the price of those components are. When you're making lots of different things, you know you can focus on other areas, you know you can focus on other things if you're having an issue with one particular product. You're also, when you're thinking about one product, you're not really maximizing that customer's experience. When you've got a valued customer who trusts you and loves you as a company, they want to keep spending money with you. They know that you're going to deliver. Don't limit the way that customers can support your business. If they like you, if you know God has called you to that niche, make sure you can give them the best you can and all you can as well. So it's very clear there's 4 easy things that we can avoid if we want to stop money flowing into our business. And I really do hope this has helped you. I have built companies from zero investment all on my own, and I built them to over 6 figures whilst also having a family and focusing on passive incomes. I know if I can do it as a busy mum, anyone can do it as well. And I really do hope this video has been useful for you. If you are interested in making passive incomes, business management, all making sure it fits with biblical wisdom, you're in the right place. Please do subscribe to my channel and like this video. It then allows you to see other content that I create. Thank you so much for watching today. There is other recommended videos in the description. I'll leave them for you to check out. But thank you for watching this video in particular. I'll see you very soon.